Hello, Louise.
Hello.
Happy 70th birthday.
Wow, 70.
I know. You should. We're going to celebrate Jim in March. We'll do the same thing.
Except it'll be 80.
Yeah, that's true. Well, since we are older and wiser, apparently, we decided that the main thing about getting older is to have great memories. And so, what we're going to do is we'll take you a little tour of your memories with us. As you know, neither one of us are good about making a short story short, so it might be a little long. Shannon, you'll have to edit on your own. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's start with Vienna. Vienna was a great memory. It was a great trip going to Budapest. The river cruise was really cool. Everything went well. And while in Vienna, Louise decided she saw these tickets to Elton John last farewell tour. And maybe I thought, oh, let's do it. Jim said, okay. So we bought the tickets, and I had to go to this. Jim and I went to this little weird mail shop to pick up the tickets. And we got there that day, and as we're coming up to the line to give our ticket, the guy says, "Go to that window," which we figured was a trouble one. And I'm thinking, oh my God, these tickets are probably false. We go over there, and the guy says, "No, it's just that these are good, but these people have a tendency to sell the ticket more than once. Our policy is first one in the seats get to have the seats." So you never saw three old people going boom, boom, boom up those stairs and got into our seat. But it is funny. So it's not only a great memory of Elton John, but it's also a great memory of things that can go wrong. Okay. I have to put my glasses on the seeing thing. Oh, the one thing that I want to point out, the reason we are all good travelers is that we all have the same philosophy. We don't want to go from the time we wake up till the time we stop. And you and I are great for, it's 3 o'clock. We've seen what we wanted to see for a while. It's time for our nap. Time for tea and time for our naps. And I think that's why we always travel well together, because we both had the same time. We're ready to lay down and take a rest. Belgium was a great memory. Except for maybe that little mishap at the train station where we had trouble finding the correct train and the correct platform. But nevertheless, we made it to Bruges, had a great time. And then the great thing about Belgium too was you got to meet my family, which was a great memory for me. And Eddie just loved being a tour guide. And you're the one I could talk to him going strictly even to another city to tour the battlegrounds. And so that was a great memory from us, for the family. And the next one is Scotland. Okay, Scotland was great. My mistake was I kind of misunderstood two things. One, I misunderstood the price that it would have included taking the car, and I thought that was another $250, so we didn't do it. Which we regret that we didn't have a car over there. But the other thing was...
You mean to the island of Islay.
Islay.
Not in Scotland. We had a car in Scotland.
Yeah, but in Islay, right.
Yeah.
Getting over on the ferry. But the other thing was that in order to... Got maybe the time frame messed up a little bit. So he said the next ferry wouldn't take us to the one we wanted to go on the other end of the island.
We were supposed to go to Port Ellen.
Yeah, where did we end up at?
And we ended up in Port Ascay, I think it is.
Yeah, Ascay. Yeah, and so then we had to find a bus that would take us back to Port Ellen. And we got on a bus with a bunch of school children who were deeply excited because they were studying America States, and one kid had Texas. So we shared money and all that stuff. But it just made something else a little bit different than the normal travel situations. All right, Jim, I'll let you tell about the distillery.
God. Well, the first thing you'll probably notice, I'm not wearing glasses.
Yeah.
I had cataract surgery, and now I don't have to wear glasses except for reading. But I still reach up there every once in a while thinking, do I have glasses on my head? But anyway, I enjoyed the island of Islay because of the distilleries. It was great. Lefroy was excellent. Ardbeg. I remember them telling us that it was just a short walk
A wee
short walk over to Lefroy. And then when we got to Lefroy, we found out, well, the next one, which is right up the road, was like about a mile uphill, basically. Fortunately, one of the people we had met the night before had a work van. He stopped and he remembered us and he gave us a ride. That was kind of nice. But I enjoyed the island of Islay, and I do regret not having our car over there. We should have. But that's the way it goes, We still had a good time. I enjoyed it a lot. But I loved Edinburgh. Edinburgh, one of my favorite cities. I think I might have enjoyed Glasgow if we'd have made a little bit more better choices.
Well, if the road hadn't been clogged up.
Didn't work out too well, but Edinburgh was great.
What was the favorite part of Edinburgh when we arrived there, when Louise took us to the apartment that she had rented for us?
I don't know. I guess walking up those stairs.
Walking. We found out the elevator.
With the big suitcases.
Yeah, the elevator was only good for people who lived there. And we thought this beautiful winding staircase. So we had Jim doing most of the luggage. We brought him along for a reason.
Yeah. I'm always good for that.
But we had fun exploring. I loved Edinburgh too. I still go back to Scotland. Glasgow. Glasgow, in all fairness, because we never really gave it a real chance. It might have been interesting in one way, but it all started when we left, got back off the ferry, we got our car, and we started out, we had plenty of time. It's basically a 2.5-hour drive at the very most. And we started out and we got hungry, so we stopped for tea at this place. And because I thought we were only 45 minutes away, Louise and I managed probably to consume like a pot of tea. And then we get out and we get on and we find they have one side of the highway completely blocked off. They don't just block off one lane for road work, they blocked off the whole thing. So instead of going the quick highway, we had to go around, and the traffic was completely a mess. We should have taken 2.5, and by that time we had about 45 minutes left, and it took us about 5 hours to get there. We get there in a horrible, the one thing we said each day, we want to get there before dark. Well, we got there after dark. But along the way, Louise and I both had to go to the bathroom so bad. And Jim said, well, should I try to stop? And I said, no, we'll never get back on the road. And Louise looks over at the side and she goes, too bad we're not way back in the olden days. And I said, well, what good would that do? She said, well, darn it, they wore those long dresses. They didn't wear any undies. And, all they had to do was just pretend they're battling and pee. And which made me laugh, which, of course, you shouldn't do when you have to pee. But we made it finally to Glasgow, had to go to this little bodega to pick up the key. The guy wouldn't let us use his bathroom, instructing that there was a place across the street we could go. Jim, in the meantime, was parking. We ran into that place. We didn't say hello. We didn't get an order. We just went straight to the bathroom. When we come out, Jim comes barreling through the door, and he says, one of the wheels is on the curb, and I don't even care. We finally found the place, which would have been okay, except they didn't have a bar soap, had no milk for Louise's tea, which she desperately needed by then. And we got so upset.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and it was a nice apartment if it just had any amenities at all. And also being tired and worn out, we said we just forget about it. And so I called the guy up, and he released us from the cost. But the next morning we started off toward Edinburgh. We extended our original stay there, and it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And that was another hotel. It was just gorgeous in Edinburgh. Just can't go wrong in Edinburgh. So here's a happy to your 70th from Texas, America. And I regret stupid COVID for keeping us traveling again together. And I don't know what's in our future, neither of us do, but hopefully maybe we got one more trip somewhere along the line. But we love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And we miss you. Bye-bye.